Thanks for joining me again today. Today I'm going to be making crab louis. If you're not familiar with crab louis, it is a salad that is quite decadent in my opinion. It's very similar in some aspects to a Cobb salad in the fact that it contains meat, egg, sometimes cheese, and then an array of vegetables. The difference here though is the louis dressing itself. The louis dressing is similar to Thousand Island dressing, but it is one that you can make at home and know exactly what's gone into it. This dressing can be used for a variety of things, including a French shrimp cocktail or just a generic salad, if you will. For this recipe, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need some heavy whipping cream, some chili sauce, some mayonnaise. My family always used Miracle Whip, so you could do that as well. You're going to need some crab meat. You could also use shrimp in this recipe, or you can use imitation crab. When I was growing up, that's what we did, was imitation crab. You're going to need some hard-boiled eggs, some lemon, some paprika. This paprika that I have here is smoked paprika. You're going to need either pickle relish or some finely diced green pepper and green onions. You'll also need some cherry tomatoes, some iceberg lettuce. You can also add cheese to this if you prefer. My family always used American cheese. And then you're gonna need some Worcestershire sauce. You're also going to need some Tabasco. And if you prefer, you can add in some black olives. So what I'm gonna start with is the crab. Now I had looked at making this salad recipe for you last summer. However, the crab prices here in Alaska are outrageous, and I could not justify spending $100 a pound or thereabouts to make a salad. In my eyes, that was just not going to happen. However, when I went into town last week and I did my 6-month grocery haul, I was able to find wild-caught Dungeness crab, and this was not that expensive. I think it was on sale, and I believe that I got this for around $20, $25, something like that. And knowing that I will get several meals out of this one crab made it justifiable in my mind to go ahead and make this recipe today. So I will not only be able to get crab louis out of this, but I'll be able to use the shell to make some crab bisque with any leftover crab meat that might be available. I can make a crab omelet, crab dip, the list goes on out of just this one crab. And I'm going to start by pulling the meat out of the crab itself. And then once I've done that, I'm going to set that to the side and we'll come back and we'll make our louis dressing. I'm just going to start by removing the legs. I'm just going to go ahead and rinse off these crab legs, and that way I'm removing any impurities that might be on them from the store. To start with, I'm just going to take a pair of crab leg crackers and I'm just going to go ahead and break that crab leg right down the middle. So as you can see, I have that crab leg in there perpendicular and upright, and I'm just going to give that a good squeeze. And you really don't have to squeeze that hard. Once you have that leg broken, you're just going to give it a quick little twist. And then if you do it right, there is some cartilage in there that should allow you to pull that meat out all at once. When I was a kid, the problem is this is store-bought, so it's probably overcooked. When I was a kid, my mother used to take us out to dinner every once in a blue moon for crab. And she was, or I should say, she probably still is, an expert at getting every ounce of crab meat out of the shell. Never was there any left behind. And the nice thing about Dungeness crab is you probably don't actually need the crackers. The shell on a Dungeness crab is a bit softer than it is on a king crab or a snow crab. And just like that, the whole piece comes out. If you don't have a crab fork, you can always use a fondue fork to get that last little bit of crab meat out of the shells. But again, remember, I am going to be making crab bisque out of this. And so I'm not trying to get every last ounce out for this recipe. Make sure you reserve the claws for that crab bisque soup that you'll be making later with all these leftover shells. There isn't a whole lot of meat in a Dungeness crab's legs, but considering that it's just me here, I'm thinking that's enough crab for my salad. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side and let's start making our dressing. Oh, what am I going to do with the body? I'm going to save the body and then I'm going to use this to make crab dip, that crab bisque, and whatever else tickles my fancy. To start the salad dressing, I need to begin by chopping up my vegetables. About a 1/4 cup of green pepper. So I'm not going to use the whole green pepper. I'm going to set the rest of that aside for a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and finely dice this green pepper. You really want about an equal amount of green onion and green pepper. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to whip up the whipping cream. So I've had my bowl and the whipping cream sitting in the freezer while I've been preparing everything else. So the bowl is nice and cold. I just want a 1/4 cup of whipped cream. Go ahead and pour that into my chilled bowl. The reason I'm using a super chilled bowl and super chilled whipped cream is because it will whip up quicker. Now, if you are on electric power and you have a stand mixer or even a hand mixer, you can certainly whip up the cream very easily and quickly using that. However, I do not have that luxury here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and quickly whip this up by hand. And you want to whip this until it has stiff peaks. Make sure to scrape down those sides every now and then. And remember, you're making whipped cream, so you're trying to incorporate air into that cream to get it nice and fluffy. So you don't want to just be stirring. You actually want to whip that cream, giving it some lift as you go about, almost like a rapid folding motion. Because my bowl is warming up and I don't want to make butter, I am actually going to go ahead and stop whipping that up now. And it'll be fine. My dressing will just be a little bit thinner. But you really do want to have some volume to your heavy cream when you do this. I could probably throw this back in the fridge, but it's going to lose all the lift, if any, that I've already given this. So like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and stop. And it's really not that bad. I mean, it is definitely whipped. It just is not getting the volume that I would like. To the whipped cream, we're going to add 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of chili sauce. We're going to add a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Some Tabasco, just a dash, or 2, or 3 or 4, to your liking it is. And then we're going to add in just a little bit of lemon juice. And then we are just going to fold all of that together. And again, if your whipped cream had enough lift to it and had those stiff peaks, you would be folding to prevent your dressing from falling. Once you have everything mixed together, then you're going to go ahead and add in the green peppers and your green onion and just go ahead and fold all that together. This can be stored in the refrigerator for about a week. Before you'll need to discard it. But it's so good, you'll probably eat it in a week. I would make this, again, for a family gathering, a cocktail party, a brunch, something like that. I'm going to go ahead and set this on ice along with the crab while I prepare the rest of our salad. To prepare the salad, it's quite simple. You're just going to layer on the vegetables of choice. Again, traditionally this is made with cherry tomatoes. You could use whole tomatoes and wedge them if you prefer. Some hard-cooked egg. Some black olives if you prefer, or you can do without, and you can add cheese if you prefer. I'm not adding cheese to mine today, but it is quite common to find this served with cheese. And then of course, shrimp, imitation crab, or Dungeness crab, as I have here today. Once you have the salad arranged how you would like it on your plate, then you're just simply going to add your dressing and serve. Sprinkle with a little bit of paprika, and there you have it. A nice, beautiful salad that you can serve at any gathering, and your guest will be impressed. This is just as I remember it, and it is delicious. I hope that you'll give this a try. And if there's something you'd like for me to make, leave a comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to see if I can do that for you. And if you'd like me to make that crab bisque recipe, please let me know also in the comments. Until next time, please stay safe and take care.